Hello, everyone. Welcome. It is Gaming Gone Weird. You know what it is. Weird games every Saturday. But I am not alone. Every Saturday, I am here with the one, the only, the awesome Nicktana. How you doing this Saturday, Nicktana?
First off, I just saw the intro and I saw my face on there and I saw our face down there. I'm like, that is super, super cool. So shout out to everybody, man. Shout out to everybody. Shout out to whoever put that together. That was absolutely amazing, guys.
Rob, the one and only Rob, our lovely editor, one of the many Robs. Let me not say the one and only.
We love Rob. Rob puts in some good work. But welcome to Gaming Gone Weird. Like she said, my name is Nicktana, guys. I am the one, the only Nicktana. Here to give you guys all your guys' gaming news, talk about Titanfall, talk about Sonic, every little bit I can, try to wiggle in every little bits of me to you guys, man. So I hope you guys are doing great. Grab your guys some water, some popcorn, and we're here to give you guys a show. So hopefully you guys are ready for that.
And if you guys have any questions or comments that you would like to get read on air, go ahead and drop us a super chat. Super chats, you can put any, I think it's down here somewhere, any donation amount on YouTube specifically. Yes. And if you would like to donate a little bit more, you can head on over to kynchats.com. We keep just a little bit more of the proceeds. It keeps the lights on. It lets Jimmy know we're doing a good job. It lets us know that you like us. We love you. And yeah. Nicktana, you ready to talk about some news?
I'm so ready to get into the news. There was so much gaming news. Me and Cresta were just talking a little bit before we got on. We were drinking our water, just kind of touching up the notes, kind of talking to each other. We're like, there's so much gaming news. Like, there's not going to be a dry week for a while with everything that's been coming out, guys. So you're going to be hearing a lot of us. So be ready for it.
We do have a meaty show packed for you today. So let's start off with our question of the. I mean, the show it's a beefy show. I don't know if we're gonna do this in an hour.
When you said, I was like, show. Okay,
it's a meaty, beefy, big meaty show, slapping beef. I like All right, Nicktana, you're gonna start us off with the question of the day.
It wouldn't be a Nicktana segment if I didn't start you guys off with the question of the day, guys. Today's question of the day is. Since we are talking about reskins, that's going to be a big part of our episode for today. We are going to be talking about that. What is the game that you are convinced is a reskin of another game? Tell us your weirdest theories. Tell us what you think. Do you think that a certain app looks like another app, or a certain game that you loved as a child just kind of got reskinned? Let us know, like, what you think.
Leave it down in the comments. You know, not every day is going to be trivia, guys. Sometimes we like the subjective questions out here in gaming.
It wouldn't be a test if it was just like, not all tests have A, B, C, D. Mm-hmm. You got to throw in an essay question, but those are worth more points. For you guys who participate, you guys are going to get extra points and extra brownie points from me and Cresta. So you're going to want to make sure you answer this. I'm telling you. Or we will find you. We're going to find you.
Find you? I'm lazy. Nicktana will find you.
All right, I'll do
the paperwork.
Deal.
Ladies and gentlemen, leave us a super chat, a KYN chat. Tell us your theories. Let us know what you think. So let's get into this first news story. I'm going to give a big shout out to Nicktana for finding this one, because I didn't hear about this until he showed me this. Apparently, during the Grammys this year, there was a category for video game soundtracks, first of its kind, and Assassin's Creed won. Now, we cannot play the moving video, but we can play the audio, and this is how it was announced, ladies and gentlemen.
And the Grammy goes to Assassin's Creed Valhalla.
What's Assassin's Creed
Valhalla? And I love that game. That game was so good, man. Valhalla.
I said to Nicktana off camera, well, off air, I should say, man, I love Valhalla with my falafel. Oh man, delicious. Delicious.
So good.
Bro. You know, we all make mistakes.
Yes.
He got paid to make a mistake.
Yeah, I mean, like, he sounded unsure from the beginning. Like, I feel like backstage, he's like, okay, these are the games that are the winners, and he's like, please not be Valhalla. Like, please, like, everything else, he's good to go. And he went up there and he started sweating. I'm like, of course, this is the one that wins. He didn't sound very confident at all. But to his defense, it is the Grammys. A lot of these guys, they may have not have like heard of these games or play these games.
Or
so
even play video games in general.
Exactly. This is something they don't really focus on. But first off, this being inside the Grammys, like, just shows how gaming is coming around and how gaming is coming up in the world. Like, we never thought that we'd see video game soundtrack at the Grammys. That's pretty cool. Like, I'm excited for that.
It's not the first video game to win a Grammy,
Right.
but this is the first category specifically for video game soundtracks. And video game soundtracks, like, think about your favorite video game and some of the background music. Like, I think of Undertale specifically for the background music. You don't
want to get me started on this, because I'm telling you, every Sonic game and every Sonic soundtrack does absolute like S tier albums. I listen to them all the time. Like Sonic Adventure 2 as a kid, I'm just playing the game and listening to all the sounds in the back. And now that I'm a grown adult and I make big boy purchases, now I can have that Spotify premium and I can pull it up on my phone whenever. I'll be cleaning the house, I'll be doing my meal preps, and I'm listening to Sonic. I've even threw one in my gym playlist at one point. That is the gaming songs are actually very good, and now they're being at the Grammys, and they just get better and better as time goes on too. Like, I know the God of War Ragnarok, I listened to that one was really good. The Sonic Frontiers one, a little biased because I love my Sonic, but that one was very good as well. And I want to see it improve a lot, and I think it will. Now it's like, oh, there's another place that we could possibly get an award if it's at the Grammys and stuff too.
And what an award to win, you know, like Grammys. What's another one that's like a legacy award? The big ones. I guess the MTV Music Awards now.
I was gonna say like the MTV Music Awards. That'd be another one.
I feel like the Oscars. That's another one.
Yep, those like for actors and stuff like that. I get you.
I'll even go ahead and say that music in games changed for me with oh my God, Kingdom Hearts. I don't know if you remember the first Kingdom Hearts. You come home from school, here's when you walk away, you don't hear me. Oh my God, that song. Good.
That's such a good song. Yeah, they had a couple bangers on the Kingdom Hearts, even Kingdom Hearts 2. Like hearing those during your favorite boss fights or your favorite scenes, it's a different type of energy. It gets you pumped. It gets you excited to put what you're about to do within this game. So yeah, definitely, like, soundtracking it has to be at least 33% of the game, because you got the gameplay, you got the actual story, and I feel like the soundtrack kind of fits in there to make a full completion of the game. But
yeah, and to piggyback off of what you just said about a boss fight, listen, I am partially a professional Final Fantasy VII hater, but I'd be a liar. I would be a liar if I said the Sephiroth battle, it sounds like Star Wars. It's like, did I save?
I was shocked that you said you didn't really like Final Fantasy. I knew a lot of people really enjoyed that game, and I have a lot of friends and a lot of content creators that did really enjoy the game.
I think it depends. Well, my top favorite game of that time is Legend of Dragoon. Not the same concept, but I feel like the similar premise. A long JRPG on the PS2. Yeah, that was PS2. On the PS2. So I enjoyed that storyline more than Cloud. I was brainwashed. Now I'm sad. I don't want to fight.
I get you. I can feel you on that. Yeah.
Everyone's different, but I enjoy Legend of Dragoon more. But I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
Sephiroth, that boss music, you better stop.
Hey, but that's the love of gaming, though. Like, we could have our own opinions, and you could like something different than I like. I like that. That's what makes gaming. There's so many games out, and so many, like, Final Fantasy. There's like a million of them. So like, you can just pick from that. I just know, like, my friend had a different love for Final Fantasy VII. And I remember I was at work and we would just be talking about it. He would always show me little clips and he'd always show me the songs and stuff like that. And that's the only reason why I know, like, Final Fantasy is just really loved. Like, the passion he had behind that game in particular, I like seeing people get excited about games and stuff like that, especially for Final Fantasy VII. You're like, hey.
Well, look at the tangent the Grammys have took us on for honoring video game music, guys.
Yeah, big shout out to Assassin's Creed Valhalla. No, I'm kidding. Big shout out to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, though, for winning an award, man. For me personally, the game is just a little too long for me to try. Like, I know Assassin's Creed games are very good. They're very well done graphically, but just them being as long as they are, I would love to bite into it, but I can't put in 120 hours into another Assassin's Creed game. So at least the music was great. So
guys, let us know what you think about this. Drop us a KYN chat or leave us a comment down in the bottom. Now, the rest of our down at the bottom, Jesus, down in the comment section.
somewhere. Put it somewhere.
Pray, put it into the universe. We'll see it somewhere. Send us a carrier pigeon. Our next news topic is about the Steam Next Fest. It has been going on since February 6th, and it's the Steam. I promise you, I'm a professional streamer. All this weekend up until Monday of next week, Steam users had the chance to play a ton of demos from games set to be released this year. Gamers can also watch devs showcase upcoming games and interact with them in real time. This gives the smaller developers an opportunity to showcase their games to a wider audience and gain early feedback on an upcoming title. I think this is like their second or their third. No, I think this is their third one that they've done.
Okay. I was going to ask, is this like a yearly or like maybe 2 times a year that they do this?
I've seen it going back as far as the beginning of 2022.
Okay.
So I think this is the third one, and I think it's a great idea. You give these smaller indie developers that are going to release these things on Steam, hey, I'm going to be in front of a larger audience because it's on the front carousel. They're promoting it, and there's a different schedule every day, so you can see the developers play their game sometimes in beta or
100%.
alpha in real time. What do you think about it? Have you had a chance to check out Steam Next Fest, Nicktana?
I was scrolling through the list when we were going through the notes and stuff like that. There does looks like some really decent games on here. I can't put my name specifically on one, but there was this one game. I wish I could find it. It was like a mushroom game that looked really cool, but it looks like a third person like run around adventure game. And
that sounds cute.
Oh, it's called Shumi Come Home. Shumi Come Home. And I saw it on Twitter at first, and I remember quoting it. But you play as a little mushroom. You're lost in the forest. You got to find your way home. And it's like games like that. It's very simple. It'd be like a fun game. A lot of these indie, smaller companies, they do produce really, really great games. They might not have the funding for it per se, but I know a lot of like indie games, like when they get the spotlight that they deserve, a lot of their games, they will be given a shot. Like Xbox has been able to do that with the Game Pass, kind of piggybacking off of that. With the Game Pass and stuff like that, they were able to like throw a few indie games on there. Like, hey, if you pay for this, you can play these games for free. And some people might not be hearing about them because they don't get the camera time or whatever. But once they play them, they're very good games. So I have a soft-hearted spot in my heart. That sounded very weird when I said it, but a soft spot. But yeah, I have a soft spot for indie games because like I know a lot of like they put a lot of time into this, and as long as they get the recognition, it'd be cool. So something like this is very cool. Plus, you get to talk to the developers live and see what they got to say and talk to them on hand if you have any questions about the game and give it a chance. A few indie games I played this year that were really good were like Tunic. Tunic was like the main one, but I'm pretty sure like Stray was a smaller studio and stuff too. And Stray was an indie, like a smaller studio game, and they were up for Game of the Year. All it needed was that little spotlight. So you might find a hidden gem within this page. We couldn't get it to you right when it started at February 6th, but we are telling you now, and you do have a good 2 days to make sure you go ahead and find something. And like, I'm telling you guys, I'm going through this page. I'm just clicking show more. There's going to be a game here for basically anyone. So I'm going to make sure I go through that list. I'm going to be playing Shumi. I'm pretty sure.
I will also say that it's a great way for developers to get feedback. So if you do like the game, or you can say, I like the game, but if you do this motion too many times, it glitches out, your gun flies in the air. It's a great way for them to get feedback and to build an audience from people who may not know that they're interested in the game.
Because they need to know that stuff too, because they might put out a game. They're like, okay, this looks good, but doing this type of event, it will like literally make their game perfect for everybody who does play it, because since they are kind of reaching out to smaller audiences too, it's like they want to make the game perfect experience for you, so
and they can grow their audience as well. They're gonna find people who may not know about the game, who may have said, oh wow, I was watching this cool awesome show called Gaming Gone Weird with Cresta Starr and Nicktana, and they said to pull up. That's us. We did it. I think this is a great way to get into our first game
Yes.
on the Next Fest, which is actually the most wish-listed game for the Steam Next Fest. That is a tongue twister. I don't know why, but Steam Next Fest is giving it to me today.
I just said small place soft in my heart soft or something. So I don't think that's very off from like what you said. Regardless, we'll get it together. Get it together too. Get it together. We 15 minutes deep. We got to get it right.
Something's gonna happen, or we're gonna get canceled.
Sheesh. Well, it was a good 3-stream run.
Thanks, guys. The most wish-listed game on the Steam Next Fest is this upcoming game called Darker and Darker. Darker and Darker is described as a hardcore fantasy first-person dungeon PvPvE. Players can team up and fight monsters for loot while also trying to avoid other players trying to do the same. This game looks like a Soul game, and like if a Souls game and a Battle Royale had a baby, this would be the game. This would be the child. It's published and produced by a company called Iron Mans. What are your thoughts? Personally speaking, on this channel, we have a love relationship with Elden Ring. Yes. And this reminded me of Elden Ring with friends.
Oh yeah, no, it definitely has that feel to it. It looks really good. I was watching videos on it and stuff like that. And it looks like it flows really smooth for being like I think this game was out I think China or something like that. Let me see real quick.
It could be China or Korea.
It's Korea. It's Korea. So like in Korea and stuff like that. But it looks like a very smooth game, and it looks very nice to play. I was kind of iffy when I saw the combat, but we are talking like early alpha,
this is alpha
stages. Yeah. So it's something they could definitely clean up. But when I was streaming at twitch.tv/YouLoveNicktana self-promo, a few of my friends actually told me that they had this game wish listed as well, and I didn't hear about it until they told me. And then when I was reading the notes for this, I was like, oh, okay. So a lot of people are really talking about this game, and I rightfully so. It looks really good. The story seems great. The graphics look good. I'm probably gonna put it on my wish list as well. It looks nice, and with PvPvE and stuff like that, FPS type game, I'm excited for it. It looks cool.
This low key reminds me of, I don't know if you remember this game. I think it was called For Honor.
Yep.
This low key reminds me of like For Honor, but wizards. And honestly, anything that's like this medieval kind of like, because it's camp. It looks carny. It looks camp, and I'm here for it. It also gives me you ever seen that meme? It's magic. I ain't gotta explain shit.
No, I've never seen that one.
I'll find it for us, and then next week I got you.
Okay.
But that's what this game reminds me of. You have a knight, okay. You got this, okay. Then you got a wizard. Oh man, I feel like especially if there's team damage. Who invited this wizard?
Right. Who invited this guy?
I think this game looks fun. Nicktana, are you going to be playing it?
I'll be playing it. I'm definitely going to give it a shot, especially like word of mouth. My friend said it looks really good too. I'm going to have to give it a shot and let you guys know how it is, because it looks great. It looks great for the early stages too. So it's just going to keep on improving. So,
ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think down in the comments. Send us a KYN chat. Let us know if you'll be playing Darker and Darker. And keeping with this dark theme, there's another game that is the third. When I checked last time, it was the third most wishlisted game, which is Darkest Dungeon 2. Now we got 2 clips for you. I played the crap out of Darkest Dungeon 1. It's a side-scrolling RPG roguelike, and in the same vein of Diablo, where you put all this time and effort into leveling up this character, giving them gear, and you're playing on hardcore, and one of them died, that's exactly what Darkest Dungeon 1 is. So I'm going to play us a clip of Darkest Dungeon 1 while I describe to you what Darkest Dungeon 2 is, so you can get a grasp on what they both look like. This is a clip courtesy of yours truly. So Darkest Dungeon... Darkest Dungeon 2 on February 6th, during the Stream Next Fest, Red Hook Studios announced the launch of the release date of Darkest Dungeon version 2 coming to Steam and Epic Games on May 8th of this year. The original Darkest Dungeon 1 is a turn-based side-scrolling roguelike that was released in 2015. In addition to combat, players must also manage the stress of various characters after seeing the horrors of the dungeon and adventuring. Red Hook announced that a demo for Darkest Dungeon 2 will be free to play during the Steam Next Fest. Now, that was Darkest Dungeon 1. Now, this is what Darkest Dungeon 2 is going to look like.
Okay.
This is the demo.
Ooh.
So seeing from whence it came, how it still keeps that dark, gritty style, but also the combat is a little bit different, which I really enjoy because now it's like this 3D kind of combat where it's the same, but it's different enough to be like, okay, I see.
I am impressed. I am very, very impressed to see what they started off with, and what they're going to. That was very impressive. What you showed.
I felt it was important to include Darkest Dungeon 1 because I think Darkest Dungeon 2 on its own is beautiful. Like the art style, I like that dark, gritty. It reminds me of Sin City almost. But to see 1 and then 2, you're like, okay. I played the crap out of Darkest Dungeon 1 when it first released. I played it so much, the devs made me a sound pack. I lost it, and I don't even know where it's been. I did like 3 24-hour streams playing that game way back in the day when I was a sprightly young lad.
So you need to let me know. So if it's a dungeon crawler, will your gameplay vary? It doesn't feel like you're repetitively playing the game, like because the dungeons will like change up spawns in different areas and stuff too, right?
There's only a few dungeons where the spawns are exactly the same, and that is because they are like boss fights. But those boss fights, like for example, the DLC for I think it's the Crimson Courtyard, where they introduce like vampires into it and whatnot. To fight one of the big bosses, that map is always going to be the same, but it's a big map, and you're not going to do it just once. And one thing I do like about this game is like if you ever played like a roguelike, you've killed a lot of things, you go there and then you come back, you've won. This game is like, but you just killed a lot of stuff. Normal people aren't going to be like, I'm chill about that. Your mental is messed up. So you have to manage the stress of people. If they get to 100 stress, they have the opportunity to either be virtuous, where it's like, I'm stalwart, we're not gonna die here, or they're I don't know. I can't think of anything. They can also go crazy because more often than not, my characters go crazy because they can be stalwart, like we got this team, or they can go crazy like Paradise, like yo, what are we doing, bro?
Yeah, we're
going crazy. Like, do you see this is Eldritch horror? I need to go.
This is the wrong place and definitely the wrong time. I'm not trying to get into this fight right now. I get you
exactly. And sometimes the characters will start just talking. Like if they're really messed up, it'll make the other people go crazy. Because imagine you playing a game and there's one person in the back like, yo, bro, we about to lose. After someone else on the team is gonna be like, yo, shut up. You messing my game up. Shut up. Now you got 2 people going crazy.
You make me really want to download the first one and try to play it out. In Darkest Dungeon 2, the early access is going to be in October. Wait, am I reading that right?
Early access is right now for the demo for Darkest Dungeon 2, and that'll be up until the end of Steam Next Fest.
Okay, well, I kind of want to give it a shot. I'm very impressed with the 2 that you showed me side by side, and I felt like the character, like models and stuff like that, they reminded me a little bit of how Borderlands kind of does their characters.
Yes,
but it's a lot more like Borderlands. I feel like you get like a lot of happy comedy, like colors, sunshine, rainbow stuff, and then like with this, it's very dark, very grimy, very like
dystopian,
like very like sad. There's a mood that they're trying to set, and they do it very, very well. But showing the first game, everything was like very, very 2D, and then you go to the next one, and even like the fights, it's side by side, but you could see like the 3-dimensional and the depth to them and stuff like that. So the way they improved and the way that you get to your dungeons from that cart, that was awesome. I was blown away by that game. That looked really good.
Yeah, Darkest Dungeon 1, I highly recommend it. If you are going to get into this game, your characters are going to die. Let's put that out there. Don't get too attached.
No, but like that would be tough because you want to be attached to those are your fighting guys, man. Those are your.
Back in the day, I used to name people in my stream to these characters, and because you can rename the characters, and it was a fun thing to do. So you would get really attached to these characters. You get high level. I don't put so much money into you, and then you have a heart attack and die.
And it's just like, what am I? What do I do with this?
You didn't even like die in the heat of battle. You just said, "This is crazy."
That'd be the worst. Like, hold on. I'd be like, I'm selling my character. Like, hey, like, we gotta at least get out there and die with some honor, like, before the fight. Like, I mean, that's.
Or they go to the fight and then they die, and then you lose the fight because then you lose your items. You can equip them with things, and then they die. If they die to that boss, I think in most cases, if you go to fight that boss again, you get your stuff back. But if you completely wipe, that stuff is gone. And so you go and fight that boss. And some of these trinkets are like one time, you get them one time because you
get it one time, you get to attach it, and then it's like it's gone. Like, even if you equip something super powerful and you lose it, I feel like that'd be a fair reason to get upset. I
stopped playing this game for many months because my best team full wiped to the last boss, and I was like, you know what? Have a good day.
No, I'm definitely giving Darkest Dungeon 2 its flowers because that was absolutely beautiful. I'll be giving it a shot for sure, man. I'll be giving it a shot.
Join the convert. Yo, Red Hook, if you need me to shill your game, let me know. I absolutely do love this game. Let us know in the comments or send us a KYN chat. Are you going to be playing Darkest Dungeon 2? Does this make you want to go play Darkest Dungeon 1? Send Cresta Starr some love and say, Cresta Starr got me into this. So let us know what you guys think in the comments, or if you're watching later on, let us know what you know below. Let us know what you know below. All right, now we're on to my new favorite segment. Is this news? First, we're gonna start off with the Is This News with Jules and Cresta, not Jules, but Nicktana and Cresta Starr got heat. Can you believe it? We got heat. We got heat with JulesTheHuman. I'm going to play the clip.
Yeah, we got to get serious. My weekend is going horribly because Cresta Starr on the new Gaming Gone Weird with Nicktana did this.
I wanted to pay homage to our good friend Jules here with a segment called Is This News? And I have a graphic.
After all the years of me gaming, out of all of the Gaming Gone Weird episodes, 19, almost 20 weeks with Cresta, and she photoshops me onto this man that is on a fake horse that she thought was real. And there's now a new segment on Gaming Gone Weird on the Know Your News YouTube channel. I'm shocked, appalled, and I need this taken down ASAP. I better not be on the next episode because it's a whole segment now. I'm mad. Cresta did it, and then Nick is just letting it happen. So my beef is with both of y'all. Y'all are both on my list right now. I'm calling you out, and better change next time. I better not see this again. Yeah, I better not see this picture. That's me? Is this me? Rage.
Wherever you are, Jules. Thank you for this. To be fair, he is right. He better not see that picture.
Yeah,
so I added black borders on the side, so it's different.
It's a little different this time. It's not the same picture, so
it's not the same, Jules. I mean, but honestly, such a good. Think about it like this: you may die, but memes live forever, and now you're immortalized. You're an immortal meme.
Jules, the legend.
I'm kidding, guys. This is not our Is This News, because this is not news. This is us memorializing Jules, and I'm sure I'm gonna see you on Twitter. Cresta Starr, I cannot believe.
Going back to back is kind of nuts. I'm not gonna lie. Like, we didn't even give this man. He said it. He said, "Do not to do it again," and we went back to back. I mean,
I'm a habitual line stepper. What can I say?
We love Jules, but it's news, man. Today it's news.
Today is the question was, is this news? And today, that's news, girl.
That's news.
That's the breaks. That's the breaks, Jules. Sorry about it. Your news. You're him. You're Himothy. You're Hemi Neutron. In your Himberlands. You're him.
I want that hoodie, by the way, Jules. That hoodie was sweet. The OTK hoodie. Oh, that was sweet. I saw that the first time I watched the video because I was getting at it. I'm like, whoa. It's midnight. I'm like, it's midnight. What is happening here? And I'm like,
I didn't do this. This is Cresta. I just laughed.
Like, whoa. The beef.
I'm kidding, ladies and gentlemen. We love Jules. But we do have an actual question, is this news segment. So I don't know if you've heard about this game called The Day Before. Have you, Nicktana?
Nope, not until today.
All right. So there is this game called The Day Before. And the story is weird because at one point, this was one of the most wishlisted games on Steam.
Right.
Users on Reddit and Twitter have shown screen recordings of COD. I'm going to play that for us right now while I talk over it, but have shown screen recordings side by side with COD, The Last of Us, SnowRunner, and a bunch of other things, and say that the games look like a 1-for-1. The accusations got so bad that the devs, Fantastic, had to release a statement via Twitter citing disinformation and the lack of fact checking, and that things like this harm smaller indie studios. Even responding to one user who criticized the lack of dropping information sooner by responding in part with, "We don't have a marketing department at all. All of our resources going into game development." So, Nicktana, is this news or a big misunderstanding?
No, this is news. And honestly, like with all due respect, it's very, very, very wrong the way they handled the situation. It's like you got caught with your hand in the cookie jar. And when the teacher done caught you with it, now you want to say that it's accusations to whatever else. Like, oh, don't put the blame on me. Like playing the what's like the victim, I guess.
Yeah.
Like the clips speak for itself. Inspiration is one thing, but taking stuff from other successful games, it's not a good look at all. Like I've seen screenshots of them pretty much copying The Last of Us with their branding and their fonts and their covers and stuff like that. And I like I just said, like inspiration is one thing. If you want to take inspiration from something, make it your own. Everybody should have that type of mindset because the internet has everything. You with the click of a button, you could find research for yourself. So copying that type of stuff is not like, oh, I didn't know. Like you knew. But I mean, with just fix it. Just fix it. I mean, it is what it is, but you can't sit there and like play the victim card and talking to other users that are trying to figure everything out because it's not right. It's not a good look. It honestly, you made yourself look bad versus like being called out. Like I just feel like cracking back and stuff like that, it's just not a good look at all. Yeah, I didn't like the way they handled it, to be honest with you. So
I'm not sure if this is news because as you see today with our main topic, a lot of people take games, relicense them, or just copy paste. The game hasn't even come out yet. So
Right.
I think that there is a small nugget of truth to the, hey, let us give you the game. Like I don't mind playing the video again. It is kind of hard to give you the benefit of the doubt when you see things like this.
yes.
And it literally looks like 1-for-1, or you remove the guy's helmet, or you change this. Like you change one thing and it's like, woof. But it hasn't been released. And if you are all your resources into the game, when people are asking for more information for you to clear it up, it's like, I just did 40 hours working on just one mission. I'm tired. I'm not going to respond. You know?
Right.
So I'm on the fence. If there is more gameplay that comes out and it's still 1-for-1, and it's like, because it's not like it's just off of one game. It looks like it's multiple games where you're like a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Then it's like, damn. You know?
I'd always like to give them the benefit of the doubt, but the way they are acting about it and then kind of make it seem like we're crazy, like they showed 4 or 5 clips. I think in even some clips, they had the same filter effect for the certain scene that was used in the other game. So like, if you did, you did. Whatever. Yeah. Fix it, move on. Just like, you can't like, oh, you guys are wrong. Like, we're the wrong ones. Like, no.
Yeah,
there's other ways of like relaying that message back. Like, okay, maybe we didn't know, or maybe it's like, okay, just straight up say, we'll fix it. We hear you. We'll fix it. If you didn't like it that much, we could do a different scene. But it's like, that's a key Nicktana life moment, guys. Not even with just video games, with life, man. Inspiration is one thing. Do not be a copycat. And if you are, don't.
You're gonna have to own up to it. You're gonna have to own up to it if you get caught. That's literally the meme of Yo, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just don't make it obvious. But you make
Right.
it obvious.
No, literally that whole game itself. Like, yeah, can I copy your homework? Yeah, just make it a little different. Like,
And you didn't even do that, and now we both in trouble. I'm never let you copy me again. I hate you.
right, like just because I studied and I want to help you out, now we're both in the hole, huh?
Now we both in trouble. Boo!
Yeah, I'm moving my seat. I'm moving my
Let us know
seat.
what you think about the day before. Is this news? Do you think this is news? Are they ripping off these various games? Or do you think like, yo, it's an alpha. We're not sure yet. Give it some time. Let us know in the comments or drop us a KYN chat. Now, let's move on to this main topic. We've been talking about sequels, copycats, flip-flopping like Beyonce, And that's going to be the theme, which is games you didn't know that were reskins. So I'm out here, Cresta Starr, the salesman. Our first game we're going to talk about is Tetris Attack. Now, this was one of my favorite games as a kid growing up. I believe this came out in like 1995. So this is what Tetris...
I think
yes, 96. Yes. So this is what Tetris Attack looked like. This is the commercial for it. And Tetris Attack was released in 1996 and featured a cast mainly comprised of characters from the Yoshi's Island series. Players would match brightly colored tiles horizontally or vertically to create matches of 3 or more. Matches of 4 or more sends bricks to opposing players in versus, and bricks can grow in size depending on combo. The game was originally released in Japan in 1995 as Panel de Pon and featured fairies instead. Even though Tetris is in the namesake, the gameplay has no resemblance mechanically to the Tetris series. This gameplay is of me giving you a little wee. I used to be nasty at this game. Now I'm old and got carpal tunnel. So I just wanted to give y'all, this is the same stage when instead of Yoshi and Lukitu, you had 2 fairies. I think it's really cool. And one of the reasons why they changed it from the fairies to Yoshi's characters from Yoshi's Island 2 was they were worried that the audience wouldn't buy it because it didn't have familiar characters and it was a fairy female lead. What are your thoughts?
Well, I mean, that's a good way to think about it is like, oh, people won't buy our game if they don't see like familiar faces, because if they recognize Mario, Yoshi, and all the Mario characters, it might be something that they would at least give a chance because they see familiar faces. But I think Tetris on his own would be fine, like especially that game. Like the fairies didn't look that bad, or like it's not like I would be like, oh, this game doesn't have Yoshi battling Luigi. Luigi is the goat. Stamp it here. But
okay,
I mean,
time out. Since you brought it up, what the hell is on your beanies? I was like, is it Margosha?
Okay, so a little self promo. I made these beanies myself. You can buy them on my shop at Stream Elements. But I'm a big Atlanta Falcon fan. My second son over there wearing the Falcons thing. But our quarterback was Marcus Mariota, so it's Mary Goda. Like it's
I get it.
It's
now.
hard. Like I've had a lot of people. That's why they don't sell. This is the one of one. This is the one of one. I wear this at work all the time, and they're like, "What does that say, Maria?" And I'm like, "It's a goat." They're like, "It looks like a ram," and I'm like, "It's a goat, Mary
It does look
Goda."
like I was like, am I wrong? Is that a ram? Is that a goat? Margosha? But now that you said it like that, now I get it. Now if I was a Atlanta Falcon, if I watched the foosball, that's clever. I don't know why that doesn't sell. That's pretty witty. If you know, you know.
We play a lot of Madden over on the Twitch side of things, and he was our quarterback for a while. So when he scored, it was like Mary Goda, or we would all get excited, man. And because he didn't in real life, he played terribly and eventually got benched. He actually eventually got benched. So like now he's just a bench player, and I just have his beanie now. I'm just like Mary Goda, but he don't even play. So I gotta make him look good in the video game at least. I love
sports lore because like I don't watch sports at all, and this is the tangent. We love you guys over at You Know Your News. So this is the tangent. I've heard so many things about the Miami Dolphins growing up, and I'm over here thinking that they were good, and they're like, no. People talk about the Browns all the time. Like, so the Browns must be good. They're like, no.
The Browns, they have their own reasons to be talked about, man. They are just like they just do everything wrong, and it's kind of impressive. It's actually very impressive how they do it.
Oh man, it's so funny because I'm from New York and people are like, how do you not like sports? Like, besides the Yankees, I don't know what we doing. The last time
Oh
I
my
watched
dude.
sports was the Knicks, Jeff Van Gundy. Bro, that was like a million years ago.
was a million,
Nobody's
dude.
talking about that. People
What-
say that besides the Yankees, that's our only good team. They say the Mets is a metaphor for my entire team sucks. I'm like, damn.
When it comes to like Philadelphia teams, like
Mhm.
New York teams, you guys take sports to like the next level. Like you
Mhm.
guys, the Mets, the Yankees, like you guys take that stuff very seriously. The Knicks haven't been good in a while, but like you guys are such proud basketball fans that it's just like every time they mess up, you guys are loud and you guys want to be here. Like, yo,
Spike Lee in the
get
front.
it together. It's the passion. It's the passion. It's the passion. You guys have so much passion when it comes to sports. So
Thank you for indulging me in your goat talk hat. I totally forgot what we were talking about. Tetris Attack.
Tetris.
Panel de Pond. You don't need to see Yoshi fighting a goat.
No.
You know what I mean?
I said Luigi is the GOAT. He's the man. That's
how we got here.
Mario
ladies and
over
gentlemen.
Luigi. This is where the GOAT talk came from. But no, like honestly, if it didn't have the Mario characters, I mean, Tetris is a game that's always been around and didn't need that. So, but the worries when it first started off, I could see why. But the fairies didn't look that bad. I mean, to be honest, when you're too busy trying to collect or connect blocks and line them up and rotate, you're not really. I'm not looking at the fairies at that point. Like I'm trying to beat you, but I'm not really worried about what the fairies are doing. So
it's kind of like Puzzle Fighter. You had like your Ryu and your Ken and your Dans, but I'm too busy trying to do the puzzles to even care. And then the game mechanically doesn't play anything like Tetris. No. So you were worried about people not getting with it because of the fairies, but you have Tetris in the name and it doesn't play like Tetris.
Right.
What's the cash app? I mean, what's the cash facts on that? Like, what's that? I love this game though. I think this game is great. What do you guys think? It was licensed, so it's not like they yoinked it. Every game I think today we have on our list has all been licensed through the developers that they copied it. So let us know what you guys think. Have you played Panel to Pod? Have you played Tetris Attack? Send us a KYN chat or send us a comment or super chat. The next one might be a little bit easier. I'm going to play you the clip first and ask you, do you recognize this game? Have you seen this game before? Does this game look familiar?
A little. I think I know where you're getting with this.
So Chex Quest back in the day was meant to be a promotional tool. So you would get a box of cereal and you could open it up. It's Chex Quest. You get the whole game. What you pay $60 for now, you got the whole game. You got the whole game. It was so effective at marketing Chex. It won 2 awards back in the 90s. In 1996, it won the Effie Award for Advertising Effectiveness and the Golden Reggie Award for Promotional Achievement in 1998. It is known today for being the first video game to ever be included in a cereal box. But this game is a reskin of Doom. It took a violent game like Doom.
As soon as I saw the first clip, I was like, why does that look like that game? And I wanted to say it right away. And I'm like, are you kidding me? And they have like Chex posters everywhere. This is funny. This is comedy. This is actually comedy.
This incredibly violent game for what it was at the time and turned it non-violent. So instead of shooting the aliens, you teleported them back to, this is gonna sound
safely
back to their home planet. I think I just broke my glasses again. Ugh, my glasses. But yes, they got the license from Doom, and it's crazy because I was doing the research on this. Doom is cited as one of the most influential and greatest games ever made because of how it revolutionized first-person shooters and violent games like that and the maze type games. So I'm super excited about that. But because they were so good and Doom won an award, Chex Quest was able to win an award. And there's a reboot of it on Steam called Chex Quest 3D. or HD, something like that.
Why isn't this still around? Like, we need like Doritos. We need someone to step it up with one of these games. Like,
I think the latest one that I know there's a Pepsi Man game, but that's not a 1-for-1. And there's also that Domino's game with the Zoid guy.
okay, so this is still around because I want to. I need to see the Game Awards throw that into their list of nominees. Like, the best advertisement goes to Domino's Pizza, and it's like Domino's guy, delivery guy comes up.
Oh my god!
I'm saying, but no, that it looks pretty fire. It looked pretty fire. Yo, that is true. They did have a Burger King game. I do remember that. Like, it was
the Sneak King. I do remember that. Yup.
Oh
Shout
my!
out to Heroes for hooking us up with the knowledge. They had Burger King games that were on the Xbox 360. Sneak King.
Did you have to go to Burger King to get that? Or Kiros, you might have an answer. Honestly, I don't know, because what do you just buy like a number 7 with a Sneak King with it? I don't understand. Like,
let me get a motherfucking number 3 with a Sneak King.
Right. Here's your copy of Sneak King with your large onion ring.
If the CD disc is scratched, don't bring it back. No refunds.
dropping disc in the fryers and stuff.
Yes, it came with the combo. Best.
Where is this energy now, man?
Well,
wait in the McDonald's drive-thru to pick up your own.
I do remember a couple of years ago, maybe like 5 years ago, there was a whole big controversy with promotions because Burger King was going around into streamers streams while they were live and dropping like $2 or $5. And you know how a lot of us have on the text to speech, and it'd be a long-winded message like, this Burger King just tipped you $5, and with that $5 you can go get a sausage, egg, and cheese croissant only at Burger King. It's like, bro. Okay, but now you're advertising and you really could pay me and you're gonna give me $5. It was really gross. So
I need, okay, if this energy is true, Sonic, if you're hearing this while I'm playing Sonic, we need to drop some TTS coupons in there for the people, man.
I think a Sonic Exotic crossover. Come on.
Come on. Hey, we're just throwing out ideas here on Gaming Gone Weird. We're just throwing them.
For free.
For free. For free.
Sonic, you already got blue slushies and things come out really fast. Come on now. This is a missed opportunity. My little brother, you know what? Yeah, my little brother works at nobody watches the show. You guys are here with us, but no one like Rich.
And we do appreciate everybody that is here, man. Shout out to you guys. Thank you.
My little brother works at a golf course called Swingers. Come on now. Come on. That's funny.
That is funny.
That's funny.
That's
so
good.
You mean to tell me a Sonic crossover? That's funny. Especially all the Sonic.
They got to do it when the Sonic 3 movie drops, and I'll be there.
Honestly, a Sonic 3 movie crossover, when you go see Sonic, afterwards we give you a coupon so you go get your food.
Yes. Come on. We're talking. We Sonic, are talking.
Come holler at us. This is $1 million idea. Every time you get your french fries. I'm taking a drink.
You got it.
Sonic, call us and let us know what you think in these comments. We appreciate you guys for dealing with our insanity. We are in the home stretch, ladies and gentlemen. We're going back again into my religious bag. Did you grow up religious, Nicktana?
No, not really. Nope.
That's okay. I grew up in a 7-day Adventist home, and I won't blame you for not knowing what that is. That means we go to church on Saturdays.
Saturday?
Yeah. I played a lot of Bible video games because my mom was like, that's deviltry. But on Saturday, you could play the Lord's game. And some of them were terrible.
Okay.
Some of them were really terrible. Others, I never played this one. But this one, apparently, I'm going to play you a clip and tell me if this looks familiar.
Okay.
Now, this game is called Super 3D Noah's Ark. Wisdom Tree, which is a Christian faith video game developer, licensed a game and put some Jesus stank on it. Much like the Chex game. Did you guess what game it was?
No, I couldn't really notice that one, to be honest. It still looked like Doom, to be honest. Like, I don't know. It kind of did.
Well, from Jesus, we're taking a sharp left, and that was Wolfenstein. I tried to, yeah, I tried to get the, I'm sorry for the animal cruelty. I tried to get the least, tried to get the least Nazi in it, but I was like, of all the games to reskin, and this is back in 96, 97, 98, Wolfenstein?
They might be onto something, though, because you have the cruel version, the very bad, do not play this version, and then you get the holy, friendlier Lord version. You feel me? Like, I feel like you got best of both worlds, or both worlds. So
Wisdom Tree took a typically violent game and made it non-violent. So it is an official licensed ID Software Wolfenstein 3D engine, but it was not licensed through Nintendo. So if you never saw it in video game stores, you're fine. It was mostly sold in Christian bookstores and whatnot. It was the same thing because we talked about another game that was like Noah's Ark. Not that one. I would have loved to play that one as a kid. And Escape from like Bethlehem or Jerusalem or something like that. And they were not like this at all. But you couldn't find it in like a Toys R Us or like a GameStop. We had to go to a specific Christian bookstore, and they would have games like that. What are your thoughts on that? Like Wolfenstein to Noah's Ark? I mean,
it's a very it is like left field, like out of here. Like it's so left field that like I wouldn't have put those two together to be a game. Like they literally look the same, but just like two different goals, which I'm okay with, like two very different goals. So I'm good. I honestly wanted to play the first one, the Noah's Ark.
I mean, it's super kid friendly, it's super PC, but I'm like, of all the subject things, and again, as when I was researching this, I was asking some of my friends, like, this is wild. And they were like, it's a different time. We live in a time now where I'm gonna sound like a boomer here. We live in a time now.
In my day.
Yeah. We live in a time now where if you're like punch Nazis, which I don't think is a bad thing to say. People are like, you can't say that. Back then we had whole games. Like that was the tamest footage because they have the whole, I don't want to say too much, but they had the whole 9 yards, old boys photo, the symbol, the whole 9 yards, and you were
back in the day, they stretched it. And they got away with it. They a lot of times, man.
We were still on our patriotism shit, like World War II. Like, bro, that happened like 50 years ago. Pack it up. Pack it up.
Pack it up.
Pack it up. That's like you hanging on to your quarterback glory. Sir, that was in high school. You are 50 years old now. Back it up.
Being 40 years old, worried about what you did at your high school football game is crazy comparison.
Pack it up. Pack it up. What are you talking about? I ran 60 yards. Yes, in the 20s. It is 2010 now. Pack it up, Granddad. I love you. Pack it up.
I threw the game-winning touchdown in the championship game. Grandpa, that was 50 years ago. Like, I'm hungry. Like
Whew. Yo, this show today was something.
That was a good show. Oh yeah.
Honestly, I am still a little gobsmacked at the fact that you would take something like Wolfenstein. And I knew about Wolfenstein, the one that just came out like in 2018. And I knew that it had like Nazi imagery, but I'm like, maybe we're being edgy, but to me, again, I don't think that's a controversial thing to say to punch Nazis. I don't think that's controversial.
No.
But back in the day, to see that you guys were so brazen with it, and then for a completely, why would you, of all the games you could license, that's the game? I respect it, and I like what you did with it, but
it's
much like life, God will find a way.
Every time. Every time.
Let us know, guys. Have you ever played Wolfenstein? Are you gonna play the old Wolfenstein now that you've seen it? Are you gonna play Super Noah's Ark 3D? Let us know down in the comments. Send us a KYN chat. I'm losing the will to speak. So that means it's time to wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Nicktana, where can the young children of the internet find you on the internet?
Thank you, Cresta. I appreciate it. First off, before I get into me, I want to thank everybody for being here. A few people in the comments. Thank you, Caleb, Kiros, and Chad all for participating in the stream. I seriously appreciate you guys. I appreciate everybody that's watching this after the fact. Make sure you guys tell a friend, tell a mom, tell a dad, tell your brother, tell everybody who we are, man, because we are your source for gaming news and weird gaming news. So make sure you guys check us out. Leave a sub if you haven't already. And also, where you can find me personally, as you guys see down below, you guys can check me out on Twitter at YouLoveNickTana. I do post about gaming news and my opinions on gaming stuff. So you're going to want to make sure you follow me to get the first news on that. Also, if you guys want to see me stream live and see whatever I'm playing, you can check me out at Twitch at twitch.tv/YouLoveNickTana. Right now, we are playing Hogwarts Legacy. So that's been an absolute blast. Make sure you check me out there. And if you want to check out any of the podcasts or anything I've been on here, you can make sure you check out Know Your News or You Love Nicktana on YouTube. You can check out what I'm doing on there, my gameplays and my reviews, because I'm working on a Hi-Fi Rush review right now, and I want you guys to be the first one to see it. So make sure you check me out there. And I appreciate always another Saturday with Cresta. It's always a beautiful one. So thank you so much for being here. Ooh.
Got to give the children what they want. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Cresta Starr, and every Saturday I am here with Nicktana. Drop us a subscribe. KYN does have subscriptions, and we've got cool emotes, and even one of them is my face doing this. Can't wait to see you in the subscriptions. You can also find me Mondays and Wednesdays over on twitch.tv/Cresta Starr, where we review Monday Night Raw and Wednesday Night Dynamite. Also on Thursdays, I go over the Impact show with Joel Pearl over on Fightful. So I'm everywhere. And I also do things with Dynamic Focus, which is an esports fighting game team. So wherever you can type Cresta Starr, except on Twitter where it's Cresta the Star, because Elon Muskrat got me, gal. You got me, gal. You can find me there. Ladies and gentlemen, we've taken up so much of your time, but we do appreciate you. You could have been anywhere on the internet, but you were here with us, and that means a lot. So for myself and Nicktana, we're going to skedaddle. Ladies and gentlemen, take care of yourself and each other. Yes, I stole that from Jerry Springer. Fight your mom about it. Have a good one.
Later.